Hey, and welcome here. Another quick video from me here. I just want to show you something really cool. And beyond cool, it's actually very useful. And it's called N8N. And you can sign up for their own hosting, or you can host this yourself. We set it up in a self-hosting environment. Um, but essentially, this is next level stuff, guys and gals. It really, in a very simplistic way, I can explain it as, step A, step B, step C. It's a workflow. It takes one type of input, pushes it to the next, pushes it to the next. You can introduce logic into it. You can introduce tools. You can introduce an AI agent into it, which is what I'm going to show you here today. In some very simple examples. But guys and gals, you need to get behind this because this is not only going on right now, this is the future. And I'm really getting heavy into not only the AI side, but developing processes and systems and software for businesses and tools on top of our existing Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and LinkedIn ads agency, because it really helps to automate and make the backends very effective, which in turn creates excitement and productivity and results for our clients. So you can just go to n8n.io and read through it. But here's an example of what this looks like. And very, very simple. It's kind of, as I said, a workflow based step A, step B, step C, 1, 2, 3. Add logic, hook into Anthropic or ChatGPT, OpenAI in this case, because you can leverage API keys and such. Again, I'm probably talking over some of you in terms of tech here, but I just want to introduce you through this very quick video, the power of N8N, and you can do some very cool things with Zapier, as you already know. Make is another tool, but N8N is really on steroids in my mind. Plus, it sort of fits into our model a little bit better. So ultimately, let's dig in. So once I log into my system, I am going to create a quick, what I call a weather pull. I saw this from another video, and I thought this was a great example. And ultimately, this is a drag and drop type of desktop here. So I can go ahead and I can add a number of what's called nodes to this system. And then those nodes can either be part of the workflow as a 1, 2, 3 step, as I said, or they can take certain actions. And you can also do logic and things like that. This fan is blowing in my face, guys and gals. Let me take a quick water here. So yeah, let's just talk through it here. I'm not going to again go into too much of this on the side here. You can read more about this by going to n8n.io. But here, what I did is I set up a trigger. That's one of the nodes that you can just literally pull in here from the right side and schedule it. And so I'm saying I want to run a weather report, not the band, but a weather report each morning at 6 a.m. I quickly connect to what's called the Open Weather app, map app, and you get an API key from those guys, and you can simply just specify your information here, your zip code and such, and then you send an email. So I just hooked into Gmail here, and you have to authenticate, and there's a few steps here, but ultimately, once you've set this up, I can hit execute workflow. Look at this, guys. It just ran really quick here, and it sent a message. So I can go and I can take a look and see, yep, it did indeed send it. And I wrote a little bit of code here, which is essentially formatting the message here to good morning in Norwegian. Today is formatted to be, the day and actually the date, the weather temp in, and I pulled it from the left-hand side here. Is X with a temperature range of Y to Z, right? So pretty simple. And all these variables here, these data points come in from the API. So very, very simple. And now I got myself this workflow. I can click this active button up here. That's all I need to do. And this runs at 6 a.m. every morning now, guys. So, of course, we can get a little more sophisticated. This open weather app, it doesn't show us the 10-day averages, etc., for future casting, but that's all right. It's a simple test. So next thing, I want to pull a Reddit. So here's a Reddit daily AI pull. So it's going out there. Same thing. Schedule a trigger in the morning, and it's going to an HTTP request, which is another node, another type that allows us to connect to virtually anything on the net with an HTTP request, which you're familiar with, of course, HTTP. You see it on the URL, HTTPS typically nowadays. But ultimately here, I can go out and I can say, hey, call this particular RSS, authenticate, parse out the RSS. By the way, this looks complex. It's really not. Plus, a lot of this stuff you can grab from ChatGPT by simply asking. Then we go ahead and format the results, top Reddit AI posts, etc. Here are today's, top Reddit posts. And I just ran it inside the interface now. And you can see here, all of this is in HTML essentially. And once this is run and sent to my Gmail, it comes very nicely formatted line by line with a cool little simple subject line. And you have your daily Reddit poll here. Very, very useful. Now, I can expand this and say, hey, I do like this, but I want to minimize it to the top 5 or the top 10. I can simply specify that on the URL for the RSS over here. I can still send a message, but I might want to add something over here, which is, a LinkedIn connection, and I want to create a post. Same thing here. I can authenticate now. I can drag and drop some of these fields over, a little bit of formatting, and all of a sudden I have a nice system that schedules every day, runs the RSS, pulls it, formats it, sends me a message, and that is posted. And after this, I can add a Slack component to my team, or I can just simply say, completed. If I have a logging system that I want to run to inside, let's say, a Google spreadsheet, I can do that. So now I can come in here and I can go to Google Sheets. I want to append row in a sheet. Same thing here. All of a sudden now I have extended this from a simple pull into an email to creating a post to appending a row. Now I can go even more sophisticated here. I can say, well, this post looks fairly bland. I want to add an image. Now I can go and I can connect to an AI agent, which basically says, hey, I want to create a new post to LinkedIn. I want to create a new image that I'm going to use in a post, and to set up the AI agent so that it basically pulls in the necessary text, which is ultimately is like developing a prompt in ChatGPT. You send it to the AI agent inside here, and it figures out what it needs to do. There's some other nodes that you have to add to this to convert it to the right image format. But ultimately, once that's done, it creates a nice post and appends row. In fact, what we have here is, we're just going to leave without saving, is we have here an example, which I pulled from, I forget where I pulled this, but essentially I modified it slightly. But here we have basically a switch based on another node here. So now we're dealing with logic here. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It basically recognizes it by day, and it says, go to this agent, act as a marketing promoter, ghostwriter. You can basically specify the prompt in here, and then generate the image, convert it to binary. That's what I wanted to say earlier, and then create the post. And so these can be different categories for each day. These can be set up, on a schedule as well, or you can execute it manually. So this is all up to you. But ultimately, I just wanted to show you the power of N8N. And below this video, there is a fantastic hosting component as well. A little promo here. That's a link with a referrer that basically gives you 10% off. to Hostinger, which is fantastic. And they set up N8N, this whole environment for yourself. You don't have to pay the N8N IO hosting. You can control it with your own VPS server, virtual private server, which I highly recommend to be much more in control. Plus, it's another asset that you can use and leverage to develop systems for clients and even set up team accounts and things like that. So anyway, fantastic system here. You need to get behind this and start thinking about how can I not only automate what I'm doing, but how can I improve it and start distributing information, text, content, emails, workflows into my business organization to save time, to improve those processes, and also retrain some of the existing staff to start managing some of this stuff. So anyway, this has been a brief video here. Very excited about this, as you can tell. This is kind of off the cuff, learning a lot here myself. But the days of hanging out at the pubs and sitting for hours watching Netflix is over, guys and gals. So get to it, and I'll talk to you in the next one.